Hey everyone, what is going on? So we are doing our very first Ferocious Cup battles with my friend Trexler. So thank you for the battles. By the way, loving the Pikachu outfit, the onesie, it looks incredible. So I was actually thinking of purchasing one myself. So I might go ahead and do that. But anyway, let's talk about his team. His team is going to be the regular Raichu, Linoone, Alolan Ninetales, Nidoqueen, Donphan, and Shelgon. And my team will be Alolan Raichu, Alolan Ninetales, Linoone, Umbreon, Skuntank, and Vaporeon. So let's go ahead and see how this battle plays out. And now, by the way, guys, I did slow the videos down. It used to be 180 speed. I slowed it down to 150 because I know I talk too fast. Most of that has to do because I'm trying to keep up with the battles, right? A part of it has to do because I feel like if I don't talk fast, I'm probably going to stutter a little bit. So I did slow it down to see how it works. So if you like the videos at this speed, let me know. Or if you would prefer them at the highest speed of 180, let me know that as well. So 150, 180, let me know which one you prefer, this battle video or previous battle videos. But yeah, anyway, looking to be in a really good position right now because I still have both of my shields left. So I'm just going to go for that Grass Knot, finish off the Alolan Ninetales. You know, didn't need that Grass Knot, but might as well finish it off as soon as possible. So we do go ahead and pick up the first game. So we had a lot of fun, by the way. We had a lot of great games. And let me know what you think of this cup, guys. It's definitely unique. I did do a discussion video about it. And overall, from the Pokemon that I used just to experiment with, I really like Vaporeon. I love Water Gun. I love how fast it charges up Aqua Tail. You know, it's pretty fast. And then it has Last Resort, which is a Community Day move. So I'm loving it. Let me know what Pokemon you love using. I also like Suicune, although it's not in this video. That will be in another video, but we'll talk about that as we can. But yeah, against Trexler's team, throughout these battles, I did have trouble with his Nidoqueen. I know I have Vaporeon to deal with Nidoqueen, and that's pretty good. I mean, it's super effective. You have Water Gun, you have Aqua Tail, which gets to it really fast. So Vaporeon is definitely good against Nidoqueen. But you do have to watch out because he also has a Raichu on his team as well as a Linoone with Grass Knot. So that can hit Vaporeon for a lot of damage. And as you can see in this video, it does. So I thought Vaporeon was bulkier than it is. You know, I guess it's pretty bulky, but maybe not. I don't know. It's definitely not as bulky as Umbreon. Now, as for Umbreon, I did like Umbreon as well. Unfortunately, I don't have a Last Resort variant, so I was not benefiting from that. I was just going with Dark Pulse, Snarl Dark Pulse, so hopefully I get one, but we'll see. We have a lot of other Pokemon to try out. I have other Pokemon waiting that I will be battling against Jokes and other opponents as well. But we do go ahead and finish that Linoone, and we do win game number 2. Now, just to give you guys a heads up, don't think I'm just like destroying him in all these games. The tide is going to turn, you know. He's going to really do a number on me. But anyway, we catch the lead. As you can see, he has Nidoqueen and I have the Vaporeon. He switches out. I look at my Pokemon in the back and I don't know what to switch out against because I don't have a fighting type, so I really don't know what counter I could go in with. I mean, I don't have Donphan with counter, which is a good option, and I do want to go ahead and use one once I get one. I don't have one for the Great League, unfortunately, but I'm going to go ahead and block that Grass Knot. I blocked the Grass Knot because I thought I could finish him off before he got to another one, but as you can see, unfortunately, I was not able to, and he does get off a Grass Knot, but we're still able to take it, so we're down both shields. So I used both of my shields prematurely, which probably was a mistake. As you can see, his Nidoqueen comes in, and he does have that Poison Jab move on it, so you know, I feel like a poison user, as he was saying after these battles, is probably a necessity on your team for this cup because you're going to have a charm user, whether it be Alolan Ninetales, Gramble, which I will be using in a future video, or another charm user. You definitely will see it. So a poison type like my Skuntank or his Nidoqueen or Nidoking, if you have one, or any other Pokemon might work out. But yeah, it looked like I was going to win this battle, but unfortunately his Raichu just does a lot of damage. I'm out of shields. It charges up fast. Wild Charge does not play around, so it does an extreme amount of damage. He is able to knock me out. I knew this was going to be a brick break, and then I knew he would have enough energy for a wild charge. He was charging up, so looked like we were going to win this one, but not the case. He obliterates me. I mean, I guess it was close, but I did burn both my shields early on, so probably a mistake on my end. But again, we're just testing the waters, getting our feet wet, trying to see how this cup is and see, to get experience with it. But for right now, I start out with Linoon. He has that Nidoqueen. Now, I do go for the Grass Knot. I knew that it was neutral to his Nidoqueen. He actually blocks it. Would that have done more than I thought? Maybe it would have done more than I thought, because I didn't think, even though it was neutral, I didn't think it would do a lot, but maybe I'm wrong. I could be totally wrong. Like some of these Pokemon that he, he used, I didn't know what their charge moves were, and you'll see that as we continued to battle. So a lot of studying for me, and after my tournament, which is going to be this Saturday, my Sinister Cup tournament, definitely going to study up on some of these unique Pokemon that I'm not familiar with. I'm looking at you, B-Barrel, and we will be trying out B-Barrel as well. But I'm going to go ahead and go for my Wild Charge. I probably want to remove Grass Knot for Thunder Punch, right? I mean, I probably want Thunder Punch Wild Charge to bluff with the Thunder Punch, because it does charge a little bit faster. Not much, but a little bit. Anyway, we're going to get off the Grass Knot right now against his Raichu, and we will knock it out. So we are up a shield, and he brings in his Nidoqueen, which is immediately going to knock me out. I do bring in the Vaporeon, which is really good for me, charging up extra energy. I do go ahead and block this Earth Power, because Earth Power actually does a good amount of damage to Vaporeon, I believe. I believe it did in this battle. But I go for my Aqua Tail, right? Yeah, Aqua Tail. I was about to say Aqua Ring, but no, it's Aqua Tail. And we're gonna go ahead and knock his Nidoqueen out. So he's down he's down to his last Pokemon, and it will be that Linoon. So Linoon is really, really good because it has Grass Knot, it has Thunder, it also has Dig. So I mean, it's really a strong Pokemon because, as you can see, both of its moves, he only used Grass Knot against me. I don't know if he has a second move on it. If he does, I don't know what it is. But it just does a lot of damage, and I was trying to finish him off because I knew he would just shield my charge move. But I was not able to finish him off. He finishes me off with a Grass Knot, so very, very close. But he does go ahead and pick up that game. So, really good game. Really loving Vaporeon, though, I'll be honest with you. You do have to watch out for the electric Pokemon like Raichu, or the Grass Knot, obviously, from Linoon. We get the lead over here. He switches to Raichu. I'm going to go ahead and stay in. Now, I was expecting a Brick Break, which would be neutral to me, and it doesn't do a lot of damage, but he hits me with the Wild Charge, which does an insane amount of damage. So, not the bluff that I was hoping for. I actually hit him with a Crunch, so we'll be able to knock out Raichu. So, although we're almost knocked out, it was kind of worth it because we still beat the Raichu. So, he does bring in his Alolan Ninetales, and we do have that poison move, but unfortunately, he is just going to knock us out. Although I do bring in my Alolan Ninetales, and I do go ahead and shield this one up because I do not want to get knocked out. And even if it wouldn't have knocked me out, which it probably would have, we would have been low. He does switch into his Linoon. I'm going to go ahead and go straight for that Psy Shock, trying to get his last shield, as we do. Actually, his first shield. Never mind, I thought that was his last one, but it wasn't. So now I have my Linoon against his Linoon. He'll hit me with the Grass Knot, actually doing a good amount of damage. I didn't think I would take that much, but I did. So I'm going to go ahead and fire back Grass Knot, and again doing a good amount of damage. And I think I was trying to feint him down, but I think I got a little bit nervous and clicked on the Grass Knot. Let's see. Yeah, I do click on the Grass Knot, so it was a CMP tie. I got a little bit nervous that I wouldn't be able to feint him down. I was trying to get to my Grass Knot before he got to his. Didn't happen that way. But anyway, we do. Actually, he switches out, so I'm going to go ahead and go for the Grass Knot right now. And this will knock out the Ninetales. And then he brings in his Linoon, and I'm going to immediately switch and get off one Charm and knock out the Linoon. So we do go ahead and pick up this one. I do like Alolan Ninetales a lot. I definitely feel like everybody's going to have a Charm use it. I'm not saying it necessarily has to be the Alolan Ninetales. I mean, we do have, as I mentioned already, Granbull. We have Donphan, although I probably want to try Counter and Donphan because that's a fighting move, and there's going to be normal types in this cup. So I feel like that's probably really good on Donphan, but we'll see. But anyway, my Linoon is going for the Grass Knot, and he's going to go ahead and shield it again. So he does shield, want to protect that Nidoqueen. I guess Grass Knot probably does more than I thought. Unfortunately, he gets a defense drop on me, so that's really unfortunate. But we're going to go ahead and try and hit this Raichu with the Grass Knot. Only getting a great, but it doesn't matter as he shields it anyway. He's going to go ahead and fire off Brick Break against us, which will not knock us out. And trying to get to another charge move before he knocked us out, but again wasn't able to do it. I bring in Umbreon. I let this go through. Now Umbreon is such a tank; it could take these Brick Breaks easily. It could take Wild Charge well as well. You know, that's how crazy Umbreon is. I just wish I had one with Last Resort. So as you can see, Wild Charge. I mean, against an Umbreon, it's okay damage, but I mean, a Wild Charge you would expect to. Especially against something that's neutral, you would expect it to do a lot more. But because of how bulky Umbreon is, we're able to take it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get up to my charge move, which is Dark Pulse. We're going to go for the Dark Pulse and do a decent amount to it. Switching into Alolan Ninetales, I do go ahead and burn my last shield, wanting to, I think, knock him out with Charms, but then he brings in Nidoqueen. That switch was probably a mistake because of Nidoqueen, but I would have had like my Ninetales paired up against this Nidoqueen anyway, I think. So I just bring in my Umbreon, and even though it's really bulky, we're really low on health, so it doesn't matter. So we're going to go ahead and use this Dark Pulse, try to finish off Nidoqueen. Wasn't able to do it. And he's going to be able to get off his move, which is going to be an Earth Power. So he does go ahead and win this one. So he wins quite a bit. He says he feels like Shogun is really good for this cup, even with the Charm uses. Like, I looked at it prior, and I was kind of nervous. I'm like, there's probably going to be a lot of Charm uses, but I will try it out. Anyway, you know, I lose that lead Raichu against my Vaporeon, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the switch into my Ninetales, and he pulls the switch into his Nidoqueen. I do go for the Psy Shock, but I knew it would be blocked anyway, so I wasn't really focused on getting an excellent, even though I got one, if that makes sense. So he's going to go ahead and hit us with a move. I do let my Ninetales go down. It is a Stone Edge. Doesn't it charge? That takes longer to get to than Earth Power, so I'm surprised he didn't go for the Earth Power, because that would have knocked me out anyway, but that's okay. Anyway, I bring in my Vaporeon and expect an Earth Power at this point. Yes, it is an Earth Power. That did a lot of damage to me. I didn't think that Earth Power did that much to Vaporeon. I was totally wrong. So again, a lot I have to learn because I've never used like these Pokemon like Vaporeon. I don't think I've ever used it. Nidoqueen, I may have seen it in a battle in the past in the Twilight Cup, but I don't think it was very common. And so there's a lot of Pokemon in this cup that you might not be familiar with. So we're going to be trying a bunch of them. I am going to that big tournament in Richmond, November 9th with King. So I live in Virginia, that's why I'm going. You know, so me and Jokes will be there if you want to meet us. And I can't wait. It's not far from me, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, he hits us with a Wild Charge, doing so much damage, and then he knocks out Skunk Tank. And then I do bring in my Vaporeon, and we're going to go ahead and get knocked out. So as you can see, we do go ahead and get knocked out. So Trexler on a roll. I mean, we were doing well in the beginning, and then he starts to pick it up. So, but that's fine. We're just practicing for this, right? We're just practicing for this cup. A lot to learn. Everybody has a lot to learn. But anyway, the next match, my Umbreon versus his Raichu. His Raichu will get off a charge move, and I knew I could take any move. So it is a Wild Charge. It does good damage, but as I said, being an Umbreon, able to take that Wild Charge, and Wild Charge does an insane amount of damage to like basically everything else. That isn't as much of a tank. So he does bring in his Alolan Ninetales to catch the Dark Pulse. So really nice switch on his end to catch that. I bring in my Alolan Ninetales, and he is going to be able to get off his Psyshock, but I will go ahead and shield this one up because I don't want to take it. And I want to knock him out and get off my Psyshock or my Ice Beam. I believe I do go for the Psyshock though. Let's see what I go for, because I do go for Psyshock because I was half expecting that Raichu to come back in and try to immediately use a Wild Charge, but he does bring in Nidoqueen, and I can't get to another Side Shock. So as you can see, Nidoqueen gave me a lot of problems. So one that you might definitely want to look into, either Nidoqueen or Nidoking. Both very good, so you might want to consider one of those. Once I get them, I'll look into them, and then he knocks out my... I was expecting a bluff, to be honest with you. So that's why I didn't shield it. I should have shielded that one. Maybe I could have won this match. As you know, I'm not going to win this one because he hit me straight on with a Wild Charge that immediately one-shot Vaporeon. And then I just give up at this point. Do I? No, I actually do go ahead and shield it because I'm like, well, maybe if I get off the Dark Pulse, knock out his Pokemon, maybe I can get to another one and knock out his last one. I was like, it's probably not going to happen, but let's see. And I was like, maybe this Dark Pulse will do. I knew it wouldn't knock it out, but I was hoping it would. And then he is going to finish me off, and that will be it for this one, guys. See you in the next video. Have a good day. Bye.